Ooh. Hello, hello, hello. Good morning, good morning. How are we all? How are we going? Who's out there? I'm just going to go and shut my door. Just busy all the time. I thought I better join you. How about that? So many people have been out walking their dog this morning. You're all crazy. It's too cold. I'd rather go for a walk around the house a few times. No, it's good to get out there and get some fresh air. Morning, Melva. Good morning, Andrea. Oh, get all my bits and pieces recording. Oops. Morning, Louise. No problem, Heather. Welcome. Good morning. Morning, Telsa. Yeah, I've had so many people message me and say that they've been out walking their dog this morning. Full. I don't know how that's full. I emptied it. Wow. Oh, well. So I'm just trying to set everything up so I can record everything that I'm doing. I've switched on my GoPro and it's telling me that the memory card's full. Morning, Chris and Dawn. How are you today? So have we got any new people out there, people that haven't been part of my classes before? So my phone number is on the backboard there, 0409 688 279. So some people are texting me, some people are using the live chat feed. So you can do either. Let me know who's out there. I'm going to have a little bit of a chat with everyone before we get started. Morning, Lynn. And whoops. And then we'll do our class. So it won't be quite a full sort of 55 minute, it'll be about 45 minutes, I think. And then we'll have a little chat afterwards as well. So if you've got any questions, you can either join in again using the live chat feed that's on the side. If not everyone has the live chat feed, so if you don't have the live chat feed up, that's fine. Again, my phone number is on the board down the back there. You can send me a text message and contact me that way with any questions, and I'll sit here and have a chat with everyone. So we've got big numbers up. So I'm going to assume there's a couple out there that I don't know. Morning, Deb. How are you? And so for those that don't know, this is how we start our classes. We have 5 minutes before every class. Can you see my red eye? I keep looking at it. Morning, Mandy. Hello, Terry. You're going to have a shower? Straight after. Okay, yes, no problem. All right, I thought you were going to say you're going to have a shower now and you'll come back and do the class afterwards. Yes, so what was I saying? This is how we start our class. We have a little chat. This is a chance for people that do know each other. You can also use that live chat feed to message each other and say good day to each other. But it also gives you that opportunity to ask me any questions of anything we're going to be doing. Like I said, you can keep it private by just texting me using my phone number, which is down the back. If you're not sure of anything, if you've woken up and your back's aching or you've got any shoulder issues or anything going on, you've been out in the garden the last couple of days and you're sore, then, let me know. And there are different modifications throughout the class anyway. So we will have some beginner options. My beginner is a little bit different from beginners you might find on the internet. Mine is true beginner, as a physio might put it. So beginner will help you if you aren't sure, if you're feeling pain at any stage, stick to the beginner. Also, if I do repetitions, we generally do 10s, 5s or 10s. So if you find that 10 is too much, good morning, honey. How are you? If you do find that 10 is too much, you just do what you can. So, and these are things that prompts that I'll put out throughout the class anyway. So you'll always got that opportunity to just do what you can do. Okay, so think about how you're feeling. When was the last time you did these? Good morning, Jill. Any exercise like this or any exercise at all. Morning, Pam. It is beautiful out there. Looking forward to opening the house up, turning the heater off and opening the house up. So yeah, like I said, if you're new to these classes, if you haven't tried one of my classes yet, online or otherwise, my mobile number is on the board down the back there, 0409 688 279. You can text me, keep it private. You can use the live chat on the side. You can see some people already have, and you can see every time I look over here, it's because my phone's buzzing and someone else is texting me. So, yeah, we're going to do different levels. Like I said, we're going to have a little chat before we get started, and then we will go from there. Hello, Sonali. How are you? I hope I said that right. Good morning, Tina. So yes, like I said, if you haven't been, oh, good morning, Jeanette and friend. If you haven't been on before, yes, please use my mobile number or use the live chat feed. Thank you, Sonali. Let me know that you're out there, who you are. Even if you want to have a chat afterwards, you can call me, you can text me after the class is finished. Good morning, Joan. Good morning, Sharon. Haven't heard from you for a while. You've been doing the classes later, I think. This class will be open until Friday evening. So if you do the class and then go, oh, you know what, my mother-in-law or my sister or, you know, even my husband might enjoy this class or might get something from it, you can use the link as many times as you like through the week. You've got until Sunday evening, 5 o'clock-ish. I'll turn it off. If you do need a little bit longer, let me know. I'm happy to leave them up. I'm happy to leave them up if you're wanting to use them still. Next week, I'm going to do a slightly different class than this. So this week, we are doing our Mat Pilates class. We are not going to use weights or resistance bands for this class, for those that have done them before. Sometimes we use weights. When I'm saying weights, a lot of people use 1 kilo, 1.5 or 2 kilos. Most people don't go above that, but of course there are 1 or 2 that do. It doesn't need to be anything heavy because we do everything in a controlled manner. So when we're using our weights, we do it slowly. It's more about the focus of the movement than just, you know, trying to build muscle. Okay, so we're trying to focus on strengthening the core, not just, you know, your shoulders or your arms, your bicep muscles or whatever it might be. Again, all the exercises are going to have different levels. We have beginner level. Good morning, Heather. We have beginner level, we have an intermediate level, and we have a more advanced level. So I know that with the mixture of people that are coming in and letting me know they're here, that we have a mixture of people. And for all the people that I don't know that are out there, please make sure you are listening to your body. Focus on what you're doing. So even if you're in there with a friend that's done these classes before, you might want to not watch how they're doing it. You might want to just still focus on yourself. They might be there to give you some help or whatever. hopefully you can hear me when I'm lying down. So there will be different levels, different modifications for everything. Again, make sure that you do the repetitions, the amount that you can do. If you think 1 or 2 is not enough, but you've got pain in your back, 1 or 2 is plenty. You don't have to do it all. I know we've got 1 or 2 people out there that may not be doing the whole class for whatever reason. They may just do bits and pieces of it. So again, that option's there for you as well. Like I was saying earlier, next week I will be doing a different class. This one is a Mat Pilates class. Next week, I'm going to do a seated class called Functional Fitness, which is a seated and standing one. So again, that will be out there. I will advertise it on Facebook. I'll advertise it on Instagram, where I've been advertising. I will also send it out to all the clients that I have details of, contact details for. So if you're new to this and you do want to keep in touch with what I'm doing, you've got my phone number there. My website's also on there. It's corestrengthfitnessvictoria.com.au. You can go onto my website. It's got all my normal classes that I do. It's got my online classes on there as well. There's photos, there's videos, there's links. There's all sorts of stuff on there. So you can, contact me through that as well, if that's what you want to do. My GoPro is going to keep beeping at me now. I'm going to put it away somewhere. It's voice activated, so it just comes on randomly. You're not allowed to say its name. Throws it off a little bit. We'll get started in about 5 minutes or so, just to make sure that everyone's there. So if you do have any questions about anything I'm saying now, please pop it in the chat. Text me if you want to. It's slowed down now, so I'm going to assume that pretty much everyone is here that's going to be here. Again, one of the big differences with my classes, for those that haven't done them before, is that, well, firstly, you're guaranteed that I'm qualified. I am a qualified instructor, Pilates instructor, and I've also worked with physios and that before, so that's why my beginner is beginner, real beginner. I can work with people that have injuries, whether it's shoulders, backs, knees, hips. They're the most common ones. But whatever it is, we've got people. I've got a few clients with Parkinson's. I've got a few clients with things like scoliosis, even things like fibromyalgia, those sorts of things, immune deficiency as well, that can all play a part in how you are each day. So I do have the ability to be able to work with all those people. As long as I know, I can give you specific things. So that also helps me adjust my classes. So if I know that there's someone come up and they've let me know that they've arrived and I know that they can't do a certain exercise, for example, we have a few people that can't go onto their knees, in which case I will give them a different option during the class because I know they're out there and that they want to join in with us, and they can do everything else except for that part. Everything has a modification and adaptation that we can do to the exercise. So there are always different ways to do it. So what I'm going to do with you today is a basic mat class. If there's something that you really struggle with, be assured that there is another way that we can do it. If I know you're out there and you have that issue, please let me know after class if you like. Text me, go through my website, and let me know, or we can have a chat on live chat. Like the live chat, other people are going to be able to see that. Fair play. If you don't want to use that, that's no problem at all. We do have other people that don't use it. Some people can't find it. What else can I say? Listen to your body. Take your time. All of my classes, we have a chat before and afterwards, so it is personal. You are going to get something that suits you that way. Today will be a little bit of everything, so it'll be all over body. We're actually going to start sitting down. Some of my classes that we do, we use, well, most of them we use weights. Some of them we use resistance bands, so they're the elastics, TheraBands, tubes. What else have I heard them called? There's all sorts of names for them. There are different types. They all do much the same things. Some of them are just easier to do certain exercises with than others. So, but they all can do the same thing at the end of the day. So it doesn't matter if you've got a big flat one from the physio or whether you've gone and got a tubular one from Kmart, or whether you've got one with handles or without, or even a circular one. You can get big circular ones. They'll do the same thing, okay? All right, well, I think that that's enough from me. At the end of the class, we'll hang around for about 5 to 10 minutes. Shoot me questions at the end of it if you're not sure of anything that goes on during the class. Make sure you've got your volume up so that you can hear. Now, I don't have very good music at the moment. Just ask Jeanette. That hasn't changed yet. I am going to put it on, but you probably won't be able to hear it. I don't think. But you can turn your music up. It's more to help me make sure that I'm doing the class for the right amount of time. Okay, it keeps me on track. So I'm going to switch it on. If you want to, you can always put your own music on in the background. It is hard to play music through YouTube because yeah, it's still exactly the same playlist that I'm playing to myself as well, Jeanette. It is hard to play music on YouTube because obviously everything has to be loyalty and copyright free, and that music is not crash hot, not always. So feel free to play your own thing on the other side there. So like I said, we're going to start sitting on the floor. We don't usually do that. That's a rare occasion when we do that. So today we will. So I'm going to scoot myself back here. Okay, so it doesn't matter if you don't have a mat, as long as you're not on the hard floor, because that might be a little bit uncomfortable on a floorboards or something, or concrete. But as long as your body can do it, it's up to you. All right, so we're going to sit up as tall as we can. Okay, now what I'm going to try to get you to do is cross your legs. Now, I know not everyone can do that. It can hurt the knees, it can hurt the hips. So in that case, you can stretch your legs out a little bit. I want you to try and keep your knees slightly bent though, whichever way you're doing it. Okay, so you can be here. Now, if the crossing of the legs thing's not going to work for you, which can happen with hip issues, you're going to be in this position, okay? So there's your 3 positions. I want you to choose the one that is the most, and I'm going to say comfortable with talking marks, quotation marks, because comfortable is not the right word when you're doing exercise, is it? Okay, I want you to sit as tall as you can, whichever way you are. So think about your sit bones. They're your bum bones. There's those bony bits in your backside, okay? Everyone has them, no matter what you think and feel about yourself. You're going to try and draw them in towards each other. So to do that, that gives you that little extra lift. The belly button is just gently back. Now you can see I'm talking and I'm holding my belly button back. I'm not running out of breath either. I can laugh. I can have a joke. I could even sing, but I won't put you through that. Okay, so you should be able to still breathe. That means the upper body is going to be relaxed. Now let your arms hang by your side and let's roll the shoulders. Okay, so here we're just loosening up that body, loosening up the upper body, the shoulders, the neck. Okay, you're going to drop your chin to your chest now and we're going to roll down. I just want you to hang over your legs. Now, it doesn't matter how far you can go. Draw the belly button back to the spine again. I want you to sit up. Remember those sit bones? Pull them in towards each other and lift up. Good. Slowly down again. We're just trying to relax the back here. So breathe out as you roll down. And then breathe out as you roll back up. And lift. Good. We're going to take our hand to the floor beside us, not behind us, right beside us, and bend that elbow, okay? That way we're not sitting in the shoulder. As you bend the elbow, stretch that other arm up over the top. Some of you might be able to get that elbow right down to the floor. Okay, let's come up and go to the other side. Hand right beside you, bend the elbow and stretch over. You're keeping your sit bones, those bum bones, on the floor the whole time. So don't lift, keep it down. Again, it doesn't matter how far you stretch. We're going to change the legs over now. Now it's going to be uncomfortable, okay? So you can sit like this here, or you're still in this position, all right? Whichever way you've chosen. Roll the shoulders back again. And relax them down. Let's roll down again. Now you might find this is a little different, a little harder to get as low this time. There will be a little stretch coming up through the hips and the lower back area as you do it. Deep breath out, roll it down. Breathe in. Deep breath out. Let's go back up. That belly button is gently drawing back, but we can still breathe. Let's take the hand down, bend the elbow, reach right over again. Good side stretch. And now to the other side and over. Good, and coming back up. All right, let's take our legs out now. So we've got roughly hip distance between the knees and feet. So if you think about where your hip bones are, there's an imaginary line that runs down the legs. So I don't want you to be in this position or this position, nice straight lines. Sit as tall as you can, pop your hands on your legs, and then you're just going to tilt the pelvis and then sit up. You can see it's only a small movement. I'm trying to keep the upper body relaxed as I do this. Little tilt. I'm rocking over those sit bones. Now, not everyone can do this movement because you don't have the same flexibility. If your hips or your lower back are a little bit tight, you won't be able to move as far as I'm moving. So all I want you to do is focus on pushing that belly button to the spine and trying, that's the operative word there, trying to arch that lower back. And the lower back doesn't really arch that well for anyone. Okay, let's sit up nice and tall now. Belly button is back. We're going to stretch the legs out. Now, to make this movement easier, you flex your feet where your heels are. You dig in and pull forward. Okay. If you're feeling okay, you leave your legs out straight like this. It is harder to sit like this, so reach towards your toes, pull the belly button back and sit up out of the hips. So reach towards the toes, belly button back and sit up tall. Let's breathe with it. We're going to breathe in as we go forward. That threw you off, didn't it? Breathe out, lift up tall. Breathe in, reach to the toes. I'm going to do it the big easier way now just so that you can see the difference. Knees are bent the whole time. And when I sit up, I'm slightly forward. Okay, that's just going to take some pressure out of the hips and the back. And one more. Good. Okay, let's bend those knees back up again. Hold on to the legs. Now, if you want to make this harder, you just let your arms hang out to the side. And we're going back to that little pelvic tilt again. So harder with the arms up here, a little easier with the hands underneath. Good. Now what I want you to do is take that mindset and think about what the tummy is doing, that belly button gently pulling back towards the spine. Not 110% pulling back, probably about 60%, just so that you can breathe. Okay, last one. Good. Sitting tall. Let's stretch out those legs again. Once more, if you want to make it easier, bend the knees, reach towards your toes, belly button back, sit up tall. And reach towards the toes, belly button back, sit up tall. I'm going to show you the easier way to do this for your back and your hips. And two more. Belly button back. And last one. And good. Okay, so from here, you're going to make sure you're sitting lengthways along your mat. We're going to bend those knees right up. We're going to tuck that pelvis and then we're pulling that belly button back and we're going to roll down onto our back from here. So as slow as you can, doesn't matter if the feet lift, doesn't matter if you start to pick up speed. Now, once you're lying on your back, let me just scoot down a little bit. Once you're lying on your back, I want you to bend your knees up a little bit more. Feet are flat on the floor, hands down by your side. And we're going to go into a bridge. Pelvic tilt, belly button down. Squeeze your bottom, lift those hips, and slowly roll the spine off the floor. Once you get to the top, you're going to breathe in. You're still squeezing that butt. And then you're going to breathe out and roll down. Okay, so we breathe in at the bottom, we breathe out, we push that back into the floor, we roll up, breathing in at the top, breathing out and rolling down. For those that need a little extra support for your back, you've got your hands to support them here, okay? Elbows on the floor. It's only support. The hands are not doing everything for you. For those that want to go a little harder, when you come up to the top, you can do a little leg lift, knee lift, and the other one. Make sure the hips are still high and roll down. So you've got 3 options there, okay? Easier option, support the back. Next option is to just roll up. And your third option for those that want to go that little bit harder, roll it up, keep the hips lifted, 1 leg, 2 legs, hips are still lifted, roll down. Now, if you do feel anything in your back at any stage during this, then you need to make sure you're squeezing your butt. And if it still continues, you should stop. Have a rest. All right, let's do 1 more, whichever way you're doing it. You should be starting to feel that butt working a little bit now, squeezing. And when you're finished, just relax. All right, so the belly button is just sinking into the floor. Take a deep breath in through the nose. When you breathe out, I want your belly button to sink. Don't suck it down, just let it sink. So when it sinks down to the floor, that's probably about 30-40%. But that's where we want to hold it, because now we can breathe. We're keeping the whole spine on the floor. Now, from here, we're going to take 1 leg up to what's called tabletop, knee directly above the hip, and then we're going to take it down and change sides. 1 leg at a time. There's no rocking through the hips. For those that want to go a little bit harder, you're going to take that leg up to tabletop, hold it there, and bring up the other one to join it. And you're going to reverse that movement by tapping 1 foot to the floor at a time. Okay, so this one is going to put a little bit more pressure through the back and the hips. Belly button sinking down. I'll go back to that easier option just so that you can see what you should be doing. Do the one that suits you. Belly button pulling into the floor. Okay, so either way, there's no rocking in those hips. The movement's nice and slow. You can feel those legs working and the lower abs start to switch on. Okay, this time we're going to add a leg extension. So I'm going to start at the easier option. You're going to take 1 leg up, stretch it out, bring it back in and take it down. You're going to come to tabletop, stretch out, tabletop and down. You can start here if you like and see how it feels. Feel the movement you're doing. And then when we want to go a little harder, 1 leg, then the other leg, and we just push the leg out and out. Now, what you might have seen if you've had a look at classes that are on the net, you might have seen them doing their Pilates stretches right down low like this, and they're telling you that you're doing a beginner class. No, you're not. Okay, if you push that leg a little bit higher, it's going to take a lot of that pressure out of your back. Okay, so when your back is getting sore instead of your tummy, you know you're doing it wrong. So the lower you go, the harder it gets. I'm pushing through my heel as well. The reason I'm doing that is because it helps keep my legs strong and supported. When you've done it evenly, whichever way you're doing it, I want you to bring those knees into your chest. Okay, we're going to add a curl into that. So once again, I'm going to show you from a beginner position. You can link your fingers, support your neck. Now you're supporting your neck, not doing this, not yanking on your head, elbows out. 1 leg at a time with your toe taps, just like this. Okay, keep it going if this is your position. If you want to go harder, toe taps from the top. Okay. Whichever way you're doing it with the legs, you want to make sure that belly button is sinking into the floor. Now I'm still breathing as I talk to you, and I'm pulling the belly button down into the floor because I'm not allowed to pass out in front of you. So make sure you're not going to pass out either. Breathe. Breathe out as you move that leg away. It is a lot easier for your muscles to work. Now, if those legs are starting to get really sore, you can bring your knees into your chest and have a rest. My GoPro's beeping away over there. Oop, it heard me. All right. Let's bring those knees in when we're even. Hug it in. Good. So now we need to do that with the leg extension. So you're going to curl up again, supporting the neck, pulling the belly button down, up, stretch out, in and down, up, stretch out, in and down. Focus here on the belly button sinking into the floor. Feel the tummy muscles working. We're also getting into that area just under the rib cage. Harder position, tabletop, out and out. Now, one difference when you're in a curl is that your lower back is pushing into the floor. Because of that, you might be able to take your leg a little lower. Again, stop whenever you need to. What we want to feel here is the tummy working. We also want to feel it in the legs. You might start to feel it through the hips a little bit, so you can stop if it gets too much. If the back is getting tight, you need to make it easier. Okay, make sure you're even again on both sides. Bring those knees back to the chest. Good. All right, we're all going to take our hands now and tuck them under our bum, unless you know that you can do this without that. Hands tucked under the bum. Now, when I do that, I've got my fingertips sticking out from under my bum. So if you can see that, my hands sticking out, all right, that means that my hands are in the right spot. Now, I'm just turning so you can see what I'm doing. You're going to take your feet to the ceiling and you're going to turn them out. It's a lot harder to have your legs up there. Pull that belly button into the floor. Your legs don't need to be completely straight. If your back's a bit tight, so are your hamstrings usually, and that makes it hard for this position. So push the heels to the ceiling. The lower those legs go, the harder you're going to work. From there, we're going to take the legs out and tap the heels. In and out. Now just do what you can. You might find that you've done enough now. That's okay. Hug it in. Or you can keep on going. Let's do a couple more. Hug the knees in. So again, we want to feel it in the tummy, okay, because that's what's helping hold the legs up. You're going to feel it through the hips and the legs as well, okay? But make sure you can feel it in the tummy, not in your back though. Let's bring the chin into the chest now. Curl it up. If you need to support your neck, that's fine. Do that, okay? Take the legs back up, turn them out, and let's go again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Keep it small. 7. Belly button pulling down. 1 more, and bring those knees back into your chest. Head to the floor. Good. Let me turn back around again. Okay, legs getting a little bit tight. Stretch them out and give them a good shake. Feeling okay? Then take your legs back to tabletop. We're all going to come up to tabletop this time. So if you had your feet on the floor before, what I'm going to get you to do is take your feet to the outside of your mat, grab your mat down as low as you can, lift your bum, and just tuck that mat underneath. If the mat is in the right spot, you're going to feel that your back is trying to push into the floor, especially once you're here. That back is going to be sitting on the floor, okay? Then the mat's in the right spot. If the mat's up too high, it's actually arching your back the other way, and when you bring it up, you can't get your back on the floor, okay? So that's how you know if it's the right spot. Back will be on the floor, all right? That'll help you support your back. We're going to take one leg to tabletop and then the other. Now I've got my hands cupping my knees, straight arms. We're going to do opposite arm and leg, out and in. Again, the lower that leg goes, the harder you're going to make this for yourself. So let's make it a little harder by coming down and down. As I extend out, I've got to make sure that my whole spine is pulling into the floor. The rib cage is going to want to lift as well. Pull that belly button down. We might go with about, wrong arm, 60% pull down this time instead of that 40% from earlier, just to make sure we're not releasing. Anyone wants to pull harder again, bring that chin into the chest and curl up. Feel more tummy muscles engage as you do that. Now let's slow it down a little bit. Out and in, out and in, out, out, and out. Good. All right, let's make sure we're even. Remember, you can stop whenever you need to, rest wherever you need to. Okay. Taking the feet gently down to the floor, we're going to take our arms out to the side. Turn my palms so that they're facing the ceiling. Easiest option for this one is to bring those feet as close to your bum as you can and squeeze those knees together. Then from there, we're going to take the legs over. Now you can see I'm only going about halfway to the floor, not all the way. I'm going to stop there, draw the belly button back, roll my back along the floor as I come through the middle, and again, stop at the other side. If I'm not connected, my back is going to arch, okay? Stay connected and slowly move from side to side. Let's make this one a little harder now. Legs up to tabletop, squeeze them together. And same thing. Can you feel the weight difference? That means that when you get to the side, those tummy muscles are going to work harder. And that's why we're only going halfway, because it's for the tummy. Want to go harder? Put that little gap, that hip distance gap between your knees and your feet. They don't have anything to support them now. They've got to, so the legs will feel just that little bit heavier than before. Want to try a little harder? When you get to the side, try and lift your feet, bend the knees. It's really important though that when you do lift the feet that's what you're doing, okay? Because if you push out low, you're going to pull you back. If you lift up high, you're just adding weight, okay? And that's what we want, weight for strength. So I gave you about 4 options with this one. Make sure you're doing the right one for you. Feel it in the tummy, not in the back. We're going to make sure we've done that evenly on both sides. We're going to come back to the center. We're going to take the left foot down to the floor, keeping the knee bent. Right leg is in tabletop. Okay, let's support the neck again, curl up, and we're going to do oblique twist. So what you're going to do is you're going to come up and over and bring that knee, or you can keep supporting your neck if you like, or you can lengthen your arm. It's up to you, but you're going to bring the knee in towards the chest, then back to tabletop. Control is a big part of Pilates. If you don't control your leg and make it stop in the right position, how can you control it when you're doing other things like walking upstairs? Control, control. I'm going to do about 10 on this side. So if you started with me, you should be just about finished. Otherwise, you might have about 5 left. Okay, and then we're going to change the legs over and we're going to do about 10 on the other side. Pull that knee in, pull the belly button down. Now that you've got that movement, I'm going to go back to your breathing. Try and breathe out through the mouth every time you come up. When you've done about 10 on that side, you're going to hold it. I'm still supporting my neck. You don't have to. You can take the arms down by your side. You're going to bring the legs to tabletop. Now, if you were having trouble with tabletop position, I want you to do exactly the same thing again. So one foot and bringing that knee in as you twist over. You're going to do exactly the same thing. If you want to go harder though, you're going to do it from tabletop. Trick here is to not let this leg extend, okay? It doesn't matter if it does, but I want you to try and focus on that control. All right, so we're going 1 and 2, 3, pull the belly button down, and 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Change sides. 1, 2, breathe. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. Bring the knees in. Try not to collapse to the floor. When we do that whole, I've had enough, that's when we tend to lift the back. And if your back has got tight, you may pull, you may knock tighten onto one of the nerves or something like that, or you could cramp up that muscle even more, okay? So we don't want to strain anything or do any pain into that back, so make sure you come here first. Then you can bring one leg at a time down. Okay, but for now, we're going to have both knees in at the chest. Hug them right in, and you're going to stretch out your right leg. So again, we're going to take it down just a little bit. Okay, you can hold it there. Obviously, lower you go, the harder it is. Slowly bring it down. Keep the belly button down. Chin into the chest. Now, if this is going to hurt your neck, you're going to leave your head on the floor. That's fine. And then we're going to change legs. Now, what we're trying to do is pull that knee towards the chest, and I know that not everyone can get it that close. Some people will be out here. That's okay. If that's where you can go, that's where you go. But I want you to have your hands there to try and pull it. So what you're doing is releasing and stretching through the hamstring, but also into the hips and lower back. Okay, so in as close as you can go. Chin on the chest if you like. You don't have to. Pulling that leg towards you each time. Belly button sinking down. I know there's a lot to think about, and that's the great thing with my classes is that I will keep reminding you. Breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth. If you need to stop, make sure you do. Okay, let's bring both knees in, head to the floor. Good. Okay, let's take the feet down now and stretch those legs out. So I've given you a little taste of what we can do and how we can adapt things to make them easier and harder on our back. Let's take the arms above the head and roll onto our side. When you're lying on your side, we want to have our head right down. I've seen so many people teach this in this position. What this is going to do is tighten your lower back and end up causing you pain in your back, okay? Head down, relax. If that's not comfortable, grab a little pillow, just a small pillow or a towel, and tuck it underneath your head. The other option, if you can, is to tuck your hand in behind you. I know that's not easy for everyone. You're going to stretch those legs out, both of them. And ladies, I don't know how many gentlemen are out there. I know we've got at least one. But ladies, I want you to really feel that waistline trying to lift. You can get your hand and try and tuck it underneath there. Feel the difference between relaxed and connected, okay? I want you connected. So for the gentlemen, you make sure both legs feel like are the same length, okay? Tuck your bum under and your belly button back. Give your bum a squeeze. We're going to do single leg lift. It goes up and down. Now, while you're doing this, hips are stacked on top of each other. Your hand is here for balance. If you're still struggling with balance, bend that bottom leg. Okay, there's another option. That's your balance point there. All right, those that want to go a little harder, can you let go without wobbling? If you're wobbling around, you're better off to have your hand on the floor because we do want to lengthen that leg each time. And so for you ladies, you can feel that rock on the hips as that waistline lifts. All right, bring those legs together now. We're going to bend the knees forward. You're going to tuck your bum under, and everyone's going to pop their hand on their hip for this one. Okay, we're still not sinking into the floor. Can you see the difference? Sinking and not sinking. All right, that's where I want you, not sinking. For those that want to go a little harder, feet just off the floor, and we take that top knee up and down, up and down. So you can do it with your feet on the floor. Keep the feet together though. Now what we're going to start to feel is this really getting into the side here. If your bum's sticking out the back and you're arching your lower back, then you're only going to feel it through here. If you can tuck your bum under as you do this and overthink it if you have to, really push that pubic area, that pubic bone forward, tuck that pelvis right under. Okay, now we're actually going to work through the back of the hip and the lower back and the butt a little bit more. Good, okay, from here, tuck your feet back. Let's stretch out that top leg. Ladies, did you feel your waistline lift when you did that? Now make sure your bum's tucked under and circle the leg around. You can stop there if you like. Otherwise, we're going to do 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then we're going to go backwards. So we're either doing 5 or you're doing 10. Keep that bum tucked under, really important. Feel the hip moving. I need someone here to count for me. One more. Take that leg down. All right, we're going to come up onto our elbow now. Now, this can be a tough movement. I'm going to show you 3 different levels. The beginner level is actually both knees bent. Now, my knees are forward of my body. If I turn, you can see what I'm doing, okay? Knees are forward and feet are actually behind me. So spine comes down through the center. That's what we want. Once we've got our legs in position, you're going to lift that rib cage up. And you can see I've just come out of my shoulder. Sit down in my shoulder, I'm going to end up sore. Pull up out of my shoulder, straighten up the spine. And I'm going to work a little harder. Now have a look. Look down. Make sure that elbow is right underneath your shoulder, hand flat on the floor. There's your position. Now you can hold this. Want to make it a little harder? Stretch out that top leg. Want to go harder again? You stretch out both legs. Now I've seen people do it that way. I find that uncomfortable. That way is better than this way because this way is going to drop the hip backwards. So either here or top leg forward, okay? Your choice. I'll go with the middle one so you can see what you can do. Rib cage is lifted. Now I want you to think about your posture. Shoulders pull back, belly button pulls back. You're going to reach to the ceiling and try and lift your butt off the floor. Now that is quite a hard position to do. If you can't get up there, that's fine. Just keep lifting that rib cage, belly button back, and think about stretching. Okay, so here, here. If you have your both knees bent, you're here. If you have both legs straight, you're either here or here. Okay, but those hips need to be stacked. All right, very gently come down. Now we're going to repeat all of this on the other side. So flip yourself over. Lie yourself right down. Head down. Long legs, tuck your bum under and your belly button back. Okay, your hands here for balance if you need it. Remember, you've got a few options how to support your neck, but you want to leave your head down. Single leg. 1, 2. Remember, you can do that with a bent leg underneath for balance if you need it. Really depends on where your strengths are. Tailbones tucked under the whole time. 3 more. Keep it low. I see some people do this and their leg comes right up here like a ballerina. It's not necessary. Okay? You're going to bend both knees forward now. Your tailbone's under, the hands on the hip, and that waistline, remember, is lifting. Okay, lift your feet if you like, and open. This is called a clam. If you imagine what the legs are, it's like a clam. Hence, it's called a clam. It's amazing how they do that sort of thing, isn't it? Feel it in the butt now and in through the hip. You might also feel it down the side of the leg. You've got to think about where you've got tight areas as well. They're going to feel it a lot quicker than other areas. Okay. From here, we tuck our feet back and we stretch out that top leg. Ladies, getting that waistline up. Bums under just to make sure, and little circles forward. Now, you either stopped at 5 or you keep going to 10. Depends on how that butt and hip are feeling. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Make sure the bum's still under. Let's go back. It's really easy to relax your body in this position and just sink into the floor. So I want you to stay strong. 5 more. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. So as I take that leg down, I lengthen and try and lift the waistline. Let's come up onto that elbow now. Now, keeping in mind that both sides of the body are usually a little bit different. One's usually stronger than the other. I want you to find the position that works best for you. If you came up before into a plank, you may find it a little hard to do that this time. You may not. Might be easier on this side. Lift the rib cage. Find your leg position. You're here, here, or completely straight. Remember, that's a lot harder. Okay, the rib cage is lifted. The shoulders are back. You have a look, that elbow is right underneath the shoulder. Belly button back, strong in the center, reach. Remember, you can do this from here. All right, belly button back, keep it strong. You will slowly get stronger and stronger, and this will get easier. Once you do all the exercises that we do regularly, you'll find that the shoulders will get stronger, the back, the tummy, your hips, everything starts to get a lot stronger. You come down whenever you're ready. Just make sure when you come down that you are controlled and gentle. Okay, roll back onto your back now. Bring those knees into your chest again. Once you take your hands behind your knees, and this time you're going to give yourself a little rock, and it might take a 2 or 3. Bring the chin into the chest and roll up. Okay, feet are on the floor here. I want you to just try and lift them. Find that center of balance. Now make sure those shoulders are relaxed. That center of balance is coming from the center of your body. That's why it's called the center of balance. Your belly button is pulling back so you can feel the tummy muscles working. Is it hurting your lower back? The answer is yes. Toes to the floor and support yourself, or stop. If you can only feel it in the tummy, can you let go? Let me turn a little. Right, when you let go, have you gone like this? It's what most people do. Let me hold on with my shoulders. Don't do that. Relax your shoulders. Lower the arms. Bend the elbows. Keep that belly button back. Now you can start to feel it in the legs as well. Can you lift your feet higher? Am I pushing my luck now? I know that there's some people that can stretch right out. Some people go out into a V. I'm not going to ask you to do that, but if you can, go for it. And you come down when you're ready. Okay, so that's a little taste of a few of my exercises. That was all over body. You've done your back, you've done your tummy, you've done your hips and your butt, okay? We're going to stretch the legs out in front of us. We're going to push the chest forward. We're going to drop the head and hold. Belly button draws back and you sit up nice and tall. We're going to take the legs out as wide as you can, push forward, and again, drop the head. What you need to think about when you're doing stretching, which is what we're doing now, we're stretching. We're trying to release muscles that might have got a little bit tighter from being worked. It does not matter for these classes if you can get your nose on the floor or not, okay? So if you're not getting there, if you're not getting close to the floor, that's okay. It's not really a flexibility class. Flexibility is something that just comes with your movement. What we're focusing on is strengthening the deeper muscles, okay? Strengthening your control and your balance, that sort of thing, okay? Not so much about flexibility, not at this point. Unless you're a gymnast or a ballerina or something that needs all that flexibility. But then, of course, you've got to work on your core first so that you can control it and get those stretches happening. Let's bring the feet together now and gently push the knees towards the floor. Good. Now release, stretch it out and give it another shake. Now for those butts, we're going to have a stretch by taking the right leg across the body. Now you're going to pull it back as far as you can, and where that is really depends on your hips and also your knees. You're going to hug it in and sit up nice and tall, and you're going to turn to the right. Right leg over, turn to the right. So if you're not feeling any kind of stretch here at all, you might find you've turned the wrong way, okay? Have a look at your legs. Make sure you're turning towards the bent leg, okay? Slowly come back around. Let's change the legs. Try it on the other side. Might feel a little different, remember? You can be a little tighter on one side than the other. Good. Slowly back around and shake it out. Okay, we're going to come up onto our knees. If you can't be on your knees, I'm going to get you to come and stand up. For those on their knees, you're coming into this position with your right foot forward. So what we've done here is we've squared that leg up with the floor, okay? We're not leaning like this, we're just squared up. And then from there, you're going to tuck your bum under. So just pelvic tilt. Push the bum under, squeeze the butt as you do that. And what you're going to actually feel, turn this way, what you're actually going to feel is the hip open here and a stretch all the way down to the knee. Whilst you can feel that stretch, your pelvic floor is lifted, okay? As soon as you release that stretch, your pelvic floor can relax. So let's squeeze and lift it. If you are standing, you're going to find a lunge position, okay? You're going to feel that stretch down there. But what I want you to do from here, keeping that leg straight, is the same movement, tuck under. So what you're going to feel is it opening through the hip, okay? So try not to bend the knee. Try and keep it straight at the back. All right, so you've got two options there. Let's carefully change legs now. So square up, tuck the bum under and hold. Keep holding, keep that squeeze. Good. Okay, let's come into a crouch position now. So we're going as low as we can. You're going to drop your chin to your chest. You're going to push your bum up to the ceiling so you're hanging upside down, and then we're going to roll up slowly. Rolling all the way up until you're standing at the top. Good. If you have any issues standing up, you can always use a chair or something to help you as well. All right, once you're standing, feet are about hip distance apart. Now, this is some of the stuff that we miss that we usually do at the beginning, a little bit that we do at the end. So we're going to roll the shoulders, relax them down. Then we're going to take the arms up above the head, and we're going to make a pistol grip. So bring the hands together and then drop a couple of fingers down so you've made a pistol. And push the arms back. Now, when I do that, I don't push the chest forward, okay? Correct? Wrong. Okay, see the difference? You can feel the difference. I can feel that around my shoulders. Little stretch across the front and also squeezing and stretching across the top. Let's release that and let's go over to the side. Now over to the other side. You don't have to go too far. And back to the top. Let's push back again, open. And release to the side. And the other side. And pull up. Good. Bring the arms forward. Okay, from here, I'm going to get you to open out, stretching right to the fingertips and squeeze the shoulder blades. Now, because you're pulling back, you're going to get that chest going forward a little bit. If you are not connected, you're going to do the back as well. Okay, so you've got to keep that belly button back and pull back. Release. And pull back. Release. And pull back. Release. Once more, pull back. Squeeze the shoulder blades. And release, arms down. Good. Okay, now you're going to take your chin to your chest and then you're going to push your chin to the ceiling and look forward. We're going to look over the right shoulder and around to the left and back to the front. Drop the ear down, over and up. Good. We finish with this every class. Deep breath in. Breathe out, take your hands to your ears. Now, when you breathe in, lift your shoulders as high as you can. Breathe out, relax them down. Breathe in, gently pull back. Again, remember the chest. We want to keep everything connected. Deep breath out, release. Once more, breathe it in and out. Breathe it in and out. Breathe it in and out. Good. There's your posture for the day. There's your posture for the week. Okay. So what we've done is we've strengthened through the core and the abs. Okay. We've strengthened through our back muscles as well. We've done some stuff through the shoulders. You've worked through your hips and your butts and your legs as well. So all of your body, your whole body, and that all incorporates that core area. okay, has been worked on with these exercises that we've done. We've done different levels. I've shown you some beginner levels right through to some more advanced levels. There are hundreds of different exercises. So every week we try to do something a little bit different. Some weeks we might do a little bit more through the butt. Some weeks we might do a little bit more through the abs, okay? Same to you, Jeanette. So if you've got any questions about how my classes run, what sorts of things we do, the differences between all the classes, I've got 9 classes going online. When everything goes back to normal, I am still going to be doing some online classes, okay? There will be some live ones and there will be some pre-recorded ones, okay? Plus I have classes out in the southeastern suburbs. So if you're interested in anything that I'm doing, there's always going to be something going. We also do fitball as well, so there's always that too. No problem, Terry and Telsa. So anyone who is new to these classes, please hang around, text me or use the live chat. Let me know who you are, what you're about, what you want from these classes, and we can go from there. In order to join in on my online classes, you do need to give me your email address so that I can email you your link every week. You basically pay for a link. They're only $10 or $15, so they're not overly expensive, and that'll either give you a 45 or a 55-minute class and different levels. Like I said, we do fitball as well. So if you're interested in that, if you've got a ball and you're interested in some exercises that you can do, that's my Tuesday night class. No problem, Chris and Dawn. See you later. And Louise, see you tomorrow. Yeah, contact me. Let's have a chat. All right, I will hang around for another 5 to 10 minutes, depending on how many people hang around. Let's go with it. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you got something out of it. All the ones disappearing are the ones that have already been doing my online classes for a while now. See you later, Lynn. Thanks, Tina. Bye, Andrea. Good work, Pam. We'll see you soon. How do you feel, Sonali? Did you enjoy that? Did you get something out of it? Hope so. No problem, Jill. Have a good day. I'm leaving this up until Sunday, 5 o'clock. So it'll be up all week. If you need it after Sunday, 5 o'clock, let me know. We'll keep it open for you a little bit longer. Okay. Have a good night then, Deb. Enjoy yourself. See you later, Heather. No problem, Sharon. See you again. No problem, Di. How are you? Didn't realise you were out there. Did you get in late? Same to you, Melva. Have a good week. No problem, Louise. How are you feeling, Sonali? No problem, Mandy. No problem, Joan. Have a good one. How are you feeling, honey? Good to hear from you. How's things been, honey? Been a while? So I have your email address. basically, if you want to pay for a lump sum of classes, it's easier. You don't have to think about it each week. But every Sunday, I will email out to you a link for whichever class you're interested in. So, for example, the Thursday morning class, you'll get a link every Sunday for that next Thursday morning class. Then when the class is about to start, so say 5 to 10 minutes before the class starts, you just click on that link in your email. Make sure you open it on whatever you're going to use, so whether it's a laptop or your iPad, open it and it'll come up, and all you have to do is press play and we go ahead. I usually come on about 5 minutes before the class starts so that I can see who's out there, and then you just text me in Slack. At least you're honest. But yeah, you just text me or you use the live chat if it comes up on your computer, and yeah, we go with it. That's pretty much it. And then I'm usually there for about 5 minutes afterwards as well to say goodbye to everyone. So you do get that personal thing as well. So you get to chat to me. Kind of makes you feel like you're almost in the same room. And I can picture who's out there as well that way too. So if you're doing something that you usually do, I can say, hey, make sure you're doing it the right way. Yeah, it's all on YouTube Live. So exactly the same way this one's gone, except the only difference is you can only get on with the link that I email you. So whereas this link is gone out to the public, my class links are unlisted. So they're only for people who I send it to. So you can't just have anyone come in. Makes sense? So that 9:30 class is $10. So if you want to pay weekly because you don't know what's going to be happening, then just shoot it to me. Send me a text message as well. Make sure you put your name. Just double check and see if you've got my bank details. If you don't, let me know and I'll text it to you. That's it. No problem, Mandy. Got it. Thanks. I will write it down. Any other questions? Anyone else out there? Feel free to share the link out to other people if you would like. No problems. I will do that for you in a bit, honey. I will send it to you. Still got a few of you out there. Have you gone, Sonali? Awesome. Glad you loved it. Got to do something to keep going, hey? Can't just walk our dogs all the time. All right, well, I'm going to head off if there's no more questions. Everyone have a good week. If I'm going to see you later in the week, or, well, you'll see me. I can't see anyone except for me. Me looking at me on my computer and on my screen, that's why my eyes go all over the place. Have a good one. Take it easy. Any questions, please message me. Go to my website if you need to. Send people there. This pops up in your Facebook page. Share it, share it, share it. All right. No problem, Mandy. Got it. All right. Have a good one, everyone. See you later.